In the quiet, upscale suburbs of Cairo, a man lived a seemingly ordinary life. By day, he was a teacher, a figure of authority and knowledge, trusted by parents and students alike. He had a family, a respectable job, and a place in the community. But when the sun went down, a chilling transformation took place. This man, known as Karim, shed his public persona and descended into a world of unimaginable darkness, earning him the terrifying moniker, the Tagamoa Serial Killer. This is a story that peels back the layers of a horrifying dual life, a real-life tale that feels like it was ripped from the pages of a psychological thriller. How does a person maintain such a stark contrast between their public image and their private atrocities? What happens in the human mind to create such a monster? Today, we are delving into the disturbing case that sent shockwaves across Egypt and the world, exploring the crimes, the investigation, and the psychological abyss that allowed a teacher to become a predator. Karim's story began not in the shadows, but in the classroom. He was reportedly an English teacher, a profession that placed him in a position of trust. Parents saw him as a guide for their children's futures. Students looked up to him. He was articulate, educated, and by all outward appearances, completely normal. He was also a content creator online, with a following on platforms like TikTok, further cementing his image as a modern, engaged individual. This public facade was his greatest weapon, a carefully constructed shield that concealed the predator lurking beneath. He lived in a compound in Tagamoa, a well-to-do area of New Cairo. It was here, within the privacy of his own home, that the mask would fall away. The details of his crimes are deeply unsettling. Authorities discovered that Karim was luring his victims, primarily women he met online, to his apartment. This apartment, located in a guarded, secure community, became a soundproof chamber of horrors. He had allegedly insulated the room to muffle any sounds, ensuring his neighbors remained oblivious to the terrifying events unfolding just a few feet away. The investigation began in a way that many such cases do, with a discovery that was both gruesome and tragic. On May 16, 2024, authorities found the body of a woman dumped along a desert highway in Port Said, a coastal city miles away from Cairo. The condition of the body immediately signaled a violent end, and police began the painstaking work of identifying the victim and tracing her last known movements. As they pieced together the evidence, their trail led them to another victim, and then another, each one discarded in a similar manner in desolate, remote locations. A pattern began to emerge. The victims were being disposed of along highways, specifically in the governorates of Port Said and Ismailia. The police had a serial killer on their hands. The pressure mounted as the public learned of the discoveries. Fear and speculation spread like wildfire. Who was doing this? And why? The breakthrough came through a combination of modern technology and classic detective work. Investigators analyzed surveillance footage from the areas where the bodies were found. One crucial piece of footage showed a specific car repeatedly present near the dump sites. This car was traced back to its owner, Karim, the teacher from Tagamoa. When police arrived at his apartment, the scene they found confirmed their worst fears. It was the epicenter of his monstrous activities. Inside, they found evidence linking him directly to the victims. But more than that, they uncovered the chilling infrastructure of his crimes. The soundproofed room was a key discovery, revealing a level of premeditation that was truly bone-chilling. He wasn't just committing these acts on impulse, he was planning them, creating a space where he could operate without fear of being heard or discovered. This wasn't just a crime of passion, it was a calculated, systematic process of violence. As news of his arrest broke, a wave of disbelief and horror washed over the community. How could the man they knew, the teacher, the TikToker, be capable of such things? Friends, neighbors, and the parents of his students were forced to reconcile the person they thought they knew with the monster revealed by the police. One of the most haunting aspects of this case is the sheer depth of the deception. Karim had built a life that was a complete fabrication, a performance designed to grant him access and trust, which he then exploited in the most horrific way imaginable. So, what drives a person to lead such a terrifying double life? While a full psychological profile will take time to develop through the legal process, we can look at common traits found in similar cases. Often, individuals like this exhibit a profound lack of empathy, a hallmark of psychopathy. They are able to see other people not as human beings with feelings and lives, but as objects for their own gratification. They are masters of manipulation, capable of mimicking emotions and social cues to blend in seamlessly with society. This ability to wear a mask of sanity allows them to function, hold down jobs, and even have families, all while hiding their true, predatory nature. For Karim, His public persona as a teacher was the perfect cover. It gave him an air of respectability and deflected suspicion. Who would suspect a teacher of being a serial killer? This duality is at the heart of the psychological horror of this case. It forces us to confront an uncomfortable truth, that evil doesn't always come with a warning sign. It can live next door. It can teach our children. It can have 1 million followers online. The investigation also revealed that Karim allegedly filmed his horrific acts. This element adds another layer of depravity to the case. It suggests a need to not only commit the crimes but to relive them, to possess them as trophies. This is a common, though deeply disturbing, trait among some of the most infamous serial killers in history. It speaks to a level of narcissism and a desire for power and control that goes beyond the act itself. The digital evidence, the videos found on his devices, became irrefutable proof, a digital diary of his atrocities. As the case unfolds, the Egyptian legal system will now carry the weight of delivering justice for the victims and their families. The public's attention is fixed on the proceedings, waiting for answers and accountability. This case has ignited a national conversation about safety, trust, and the darkness that can hide in plain sight. It serves as a stark reminder of the importance of vigilance and the dangers that can exist even in our increasingly connected digital world, where online personas can be carefully curated to conceal a terrifying reality. The story of the Tagamoa Serial Killer is a modern-day horror story, made all the more terrifying because it is real. It's a tale of a man who is both a teacher and a monster, a pillar of the community and a predator. It challenges our perceptions of good and evil and shows how easily the lines can be blurred by a master of deception. The psychological toll on the community, especially the families of his students, is immense. They are left to grapple with the betrayal of trust and the chilling realization of who is in their midst. This case is a tragic testament to the fact that monsters are not just characters in stories. They are real, and sometimes they wear the most ordinary faces. As we continue to follow this case, we must remember the victims, the lives that were cut short by these heinous acts. Their stories deserve to be heard, and their families deserve justice. Thank you for joining me in exploring this deeply unsettling case. It's a difficult topic, but an important one to understand. If you found this analysis insightful, please consider subscribing to the channel for more deep dives into complex cases. Stay safe and always be aware.